Hey, in this video I will cover dropshipping, product safety and compliance risks. And this is a video that's absolutely relevant both to customers and also dropshipping sellers. So let's jump into it. Number one, you probably understand this already as you're watching this, but in case you don't, what is dropshipping? It's an e-commerce model in which the store owner sells products without actually having any in stock. And the way this works is that, okay, you're a customer, you go on the dropshipping website or the website operated by the dropshipper, and you buy a product. Second, what happens is that the seller will then order the product from their supplier, and the supplier will ship directly to you as a customer. Probably put together some infographic, but it's simple enough to understand. The benefit for the dropship is that the dropshipper can then have a very, very wide range of products without spending money upfront on products, right? They don't need to reach the supplier MOQs and so on. Drawback is it can be really slow, unless it's domestic, say within the US or within the EU. Now, are dropshipping products safe and compliant? Now, in my experience, the vast majority of products listed on various dropshipping websites, no names mentioned, are not lab tested, correctly labeled and documented. And what documented? Now, what I refer to by correctly in this case is for the European Union, the UK, and of course the United States and other developed countries too, Canada, Australia, and so on, Singapore, or here in Hong Kong. I am not aware of a single instance in which a dropshipping supplier, one of these dropshipping websites platform, has been able to provide compliance documents for the EU or the US. Now, if I'm wrong, then please let me know. But I've been dealing with dropshipping sellers for quite a while, and I've never seen this. I've never seen a test report from one of those websites. Perhaps some have compliance documents, and if so, then I'm very interested in hearing about that. Now, to put things into perspective, a study from last year showed that 66% of the products tested from various e-commerce websites, not just dropshipping, failed safety testing. This shows you what we're dealing with here. This is not like, 1 in 1,000 that this is a problem. It is a real issue. Now, what are those compliance risks? Chemical and heavy metals, products containing excessive amounts of substances, and of course, lack of documentation to prove that they are compliant. Electrical safety, that's really a big one. Exploding phone chargers, you can Google it. It's perhaps one of the biggest safety concerns, I would say. Labeling, in order to comply with EU regulations or use regulations, you need certain labels, the CE mark, country of origin in the US, and so on. And many of these products don't have those labels for reasons I will explain in a bit. Documentation, as said, I think it's almost unheard of that you can actually obtain compliance documentation for dropshipping products as a dropshipping seller. Now, why is this? Why is this a problem? One is that dropshipping products are generally very, very low cost items, and if the dropshippers would actually, like the dropshipping suppliers and marketplaces, if they would actually put these costs upfront to get products lab tested, which can easily be 700 to 3,000 USD per SKU, depending on what we're looking at. Get them documented and so on. According to, where should they begin? Should they start with EU regulations, US compliance requirements, Australian? I don't know. They will just price themselves out of the market, and it really comes down to costs. Another very, very important thing to mention here is a lot of those products are actually not made for the US or the EU or anywhere else for that matter to begin with. So these are products meant for developing markets where you don't have such strict regulations concerning electrical safety, chemicals, and so on. Labeling, of course. So these were never designed to comply with high-end Western compliance requirements in the very first place. So it's very wrong to assume that all products are somehow by default made for the US and the EU, or Australia for that matter, or Canada. So yeah, that's really the core of the problem, and I don't see how could this change, because the costs that they will need to incur in order to start complying, I just don't see how that would add up. Now, how can you as a dropshipper verify if a product is safe and compliant? In theory, anyway, you could contact your supplier, your dropshipping marketplace, and ask them for test reports, ask them for product and packaging label image showing that's correctly labeled, certificates and user manual if required. That said, though, I think it's almost unheard of. It's very unlikely. Now, keep in mind, I'm referring to drop shipping from Asia to to other countries. There may indeed be like domestic drop shipping platforms, say in the United States, in the EU, and so on, that this is not an issue at all. I'm not saying that dropshipping is always bad. I'm referring to a certain segment, but that's also the big segment. That's I think they are the ones that really have the big volume. Dropshipping can definitely have a future, but I think cross-border dropshipping that started, say, I think, go back to 2007 or something. Yeah, I don't really see how that is going to work out in the future, especially with the EU coming through with new rules concerning authorized representatives and so on. But we'll see. All right, if you want to learn more about compliance requirements in the EU and the US, you can check out our compliance tool on compliancegate.com/tool.